Have you ever walked into a room and felt a magnetic pull towards someone, even before a single word was spoken? This primal attraction often hinges on something so fundamental, yet so easily overlooked: communication. Words are not just mere vehicles for conversation. They're catalysts for connection, the essence that can turn simple exchanges into profound moments. Drawing upon Alan Watts' philosophy, we can understand that the tone and intention behind our words create waves that resonate, shaping our interactions in subtle yet powerful ways. Imagine this. You're on a coffee date, the aroma of freshly brewed beans fills the air, and laughter dances around you like a warm embrace. You're engaged in a conversation, but suddenly your date leans in, their voice lowering, speaking with genuine interest about their passions. In that moment, something shifts. Maybe it's the way they tilt their head or the sparkle in their eyes. You feel an electric atmosphere, an undeniable spark ignited by their tone and authenticity. This reflects Watt's insight into how our inner world, the place from which our words spring, affects those around us. It's not merely what we say, but how we say it that determines the depth of our connections. I once met a friend after years apart. Initially, our conversation was filled with pleasantries. But as soon as she began to speak about her recent travels, her voice became animated, her eyes lit up, and without realizing it, I leaned closer, captivated. Her passion was the bridge making our connection stronger, showcasing how the way we communicate can turn fleeting moments into lasting memories. But how often do we truly pay attention to our communication? We might find ourselves caught up in daily routines where conversations become a checklist rather than a dance of connection. Here lies a reflective question. What would happen if, in each interaction, we focused on the tone and intention behind our words? Would it nurture an atmosphere teeming with mutual attraction? There's a certain beauty to playful dialogue, where words turn into a light-hearted game. Think about the last time you felt an instant rapport with someone, a colleague, a friend, or perhaps even a stranger. Often, it's because that person has a unique way of expressing themselves. Their playfulness, curiosity, or even a hint of mystery can spark intrigue. The first sign is being open to the rhythm of conversation. Being willing to explore the flow rather than sticking rigidly to topics can breathe life into dialogues. Secondly, pay attention to your voice. The second sign is tone. Just as a gentle breeze can sway the trees, a soft, warm tone can draw people closer, making them feel welcomed. If we consider how nature communicates without words, through rustling leaves or flowing water, we see that the underlying intention of our expression is often felt more than it is heard. When you speak with warmth, it invites the same response from others, creating a nurturing space. The third sign is choice of words. The language we use, whether it's playful, serious, or whimsical, can create an atmosphere that heightens attraction. Do you remember a time when someone used a word that made you stop and think? Choosing words wisely can kindle a flame of intrigue and connection, allowing our conversations to explore deeper waters. Let's not forget that the fourth sign also lies in our ability to listen actively. Oftentimes, we focus on what we want to say next rather than fully absorbing what the other person shares. Active listening creates a powerful feedback loop, transforming the engagement into a shared experience. Finally, the fifth sign is shared emotions. When we resonate with the feelings of those around us, we amplify attraction. Picture yourself discussing a movie that moved you. Your excitement infects your companion, and suddenly you're both swept away by the same current of emotion. As we start to see, communication is not simply about exchanging words, but creating energy that fosters attraction. Every conversation, every interaction is an opportunity to weave connections that resonate, much like the ripples formed when a pebble is thrown into a still pond. So next time you find yourself in conversation, ponder, how can your words shape the connection? As you reflect on this, remember to embrace the serene dance of communication, inviting an enriching flow that makes attraction blossom. If these reflections resonate with you, stay curious as we explore further. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to dive deeper into the magic of connection in our next segment. Let's continue to wonder and discover how our voices can truly shape our relationships. As we dive deeper into the essence of communication, let us turn our attention to a powerful aspect that underlies our connections: authenticity. What happens when we speak from a place of truth, casting aside the masks we often wear in daily life? Drawing upon the wisdom of Alan Watts, we are reminded that authenticity creates a sacred space within our interactions, allowing us to connect in ways that are not just superficial, but profoundly enriching. Think back to a moment when you shared something real about yourself, perhaps a fear or a dream you held close. As you spoke, you could feel a shift in the atmosphere, a subtle but palpable change. That moment of vulnerability created a bond, didn't it? When we allow ourselves to be seen, flaws and all, we invite others to do the same. This exchange is where true intimacy begins. Have you ever experienced a time when opening up led to a more profound connection with someone? Such encounters are the bedrock of lasting relationships. When we embrace vulnerability, we begin to dismantle barriers that may have hindered communication. You see, the art of connection involves a conversational dance, a flow of give and take that flourishes when both participants feel safe to share their authentic selves. By revealing our truths, we encourage those around us to drop their facades and reveal their inner worlds. The first sign of authentic communication is the willingness to be vulnerable. It may feel daunting, but consider how rewarding it can be to connect over shared experiences and emotions. The second sign lies in the courage to show your imperfections. There's an irresistible beauty in acknowledging our flaws, like a tree with crooked branches weathering the storm. When we share our imperfections, we grant others permission to do the same. Imagine discussing a challenging moment in your life with a friend. In sharing your struggle, you might find they have had similar experiences. This common ground creates understanding, paving the way for deeper trust. Have you ever found comfort in knowing someone else has faced the same struggles as you? Moreover, authenticity thrives when we choose to let go of the need for approval. Often, we gauge our worth based on how we perceive others view us. This leads to conversations gone awry, where we prioritize appearing perfect over being our true selves. When we adopt a mindset of self-acceptance, we free ourselves to engage openly. Ask yourself, how much energy do you spend seeking validation? When you release those expectations, conversations blossom. They flow like a gentle stream, uninterrupted by fallen branches. The fourth sign of authenticity emerges through the practice of mindful communication. Being present in our conversations allows us to truly hear and understand others. This means putting aside distractions like our phones or wandering thoughts and being fully engaged in the moment. Picture this. You're sitting across from someone who is genuinely listening, their eyes locked onto yours, reflecting back your emotions as if they were mirrors. In such encounters, the connection deepens and authenticity can flourish. Finally, the fifth sign is expressing empathy. When we approach conversations with an empathetic heart, we create a bridge to understanding. This doesn't just mean sympathizing, it means resonating with the feelings of those we converse with. Think of a time you offered a kind word to a friend who was struggling. Your empathy likely made them feel seen and valued, strengthening your bond. By offering this gift of connection, we're not just communicating, we're creating a tapestry woven with threads of shared understanding and compassion. As we reflect on the power of authenticity in our communications, we see that real attraction is born from genuine exchange. Just as a river nourishes the land around it, speaking from our true selves nourishes our relationships, inviting an abundance of connection. So, as you embark on your next conversations, ponder, are you willing to embrace authenticity? Will you let your voice be the true expression of your essence? This journey toward genuine connection begins with you, and I invite you to explore its depths further. Stay with us as we navigate this intricate landscape of human interaction. Subscribe to the channel, and let's continue to delve deeper into the transformative power of communication in the next segment. Together, we can cultivate connections that transcend the ordinary, paving the way for extraordinary relationships. As we progress on this journey into the heart of communication, let's turn our focus to a cornerstone of genuine connection: curiosity. Why is curiosity so vital in deepening our relationships? Alan Watts often spoke about the beauty of exploration, highlighting that when we approach life with a curious spirit, we open ourselves up to understanding and connection. Imagine your conversations as opportunities for exploration rather than mere exchanges of information, a wondrous invitation to discover not just others, but also ourselves. Picture this scenario. You're at a gathering, surrounded by a mix of acquaintances and strangers. A conversation starts, but instead of sticking to the usual small talk, you boldly ask, "What's been inspiring you lately?" Instantly, you can see their eyes light up. This simple question, born from a genuine curiosity, invites them to share a piece of their world, opening a doorway to a richer dialogue. Have you ever noticed how an engaged question can transform a standard chat into an insightful exchange? Curiosity ignites passion in conversations, encouraging deeper connections that reveal the dreams, aspirations, and even fears of those we engage with. The first sign of curiosity in communication is the art of asking open-ended questions. Rather than simply fishing for surface-level information, open-ended questions allow others to express themselves freely. Think back to a moment where a question you asked opened the floodgates to a deeper discussion. Wasn't it striking to witness someone finally share their truths? The second sign lies in actively listening to the responses. It's one thing to ask questions, but it's another to be invested in the answers. Picture yourself leaning in, nodding, and making eye contact, indicating that you are fully present and engaged. This openness creates an inviting space where the other person feels valued and heard. When we genuinely listen, curiosity takes root, and they, in turn, may open up even more. Next, consider the third sign, embracing silence. It may feel uncomfortable at first, but allowing moments of quiet can invite contemplation and deeper thought. When a conversation lulls, resist the urge to fill the void right away. Instead, give the person a moment to gather their thoughts. You might discover that this silence is fertile ground for profound insights to emerge. How often have you found that after a pause, someone shares something genuinely enlightening or unexpected? The essence of curiosity doesn't just lie in asking and listening. It's also about showing interest in the individual as a whole, their backgrounds, values, and experiences. The fourth sign is connecting their stories to yours. When they share a personal experience, respond by relating it to something you've encountered. This acknowledgement of shared experiences strengthens the bond between you. For example, if they speak of a childhood passion for painting, you might share your own creative pursuits. This weaving together of stories fosters a deep sense of connection. Finally, the fifth sign of curiosity blossoms in our willingness to explore different perspectives. In every conversation, we encounter diverse viewpoints. Instead of shying away from opinions that differ from our own, we should embrace them as opportunities to learn. What happens if we genuinely seek to understand rather than simply argue our points? In doing so, we transform potential conflict into growth, nurturing a richer tapestry of relationship. As we immerse ourselves in the depths of curiosity, we find that true connection flourishes when we shift our focus from ourselves to others. Every conversation transforms into an adventure filled with possibilities for discovery. Think of it as navigating a winding river, where every bend reveals new landscapes, hidden treasures, and unexpected encounters. This sense of exploration not only enriches our relationships, but also serves as a mirror, reflecting back aspects of ourselves we might not have fully acknowledged. So, when engaging with someone new or even an old friend, I encourage you to infuse your conversations with curiosity. Consider, what stories lie beneath the surface? What experiences shaped this person into who they are today? By embodying a spirit of inquiry, you invite them to share their truths while creating a captivating connection that can deepen into something profound. As we continue to navigate this journey together, remember that curiosity is a powerful force on the path to authentic communication. I invite you to stay with us as we explore how to cultivate safe spaces for vulnerability in our next segment. Be sure to subscribe to the channel as we dive deeper into the transformative power of curiosity and connection. Together, we can create relationships that resonate on a deeper level, immersing ourselves in the beauty of genuine connection. As we transition into the next layer of our exploration, let's delve into a theme that is essential for nurturing the connections we've begun to foster: the creation of safe spaces for vulnerability. How can we cultivate an environment where honest, open communication can thrive? Drawing inspiration from Alan Watts' insights, we recognize that vulnerability is not a weakness, but a profound source of strength, an essential ingredient in the recipe for deep, meaningful connections. Consider a moment when you felt truly safe to express yourself. Maybe it was with a dear friend on a quiet evening or in a cozy room surrounded by loved ones. In those instances, you could share your thoughts, your fears, and your dreams without the fear of judgment. That sense of safety creates a bubble where authenticity can flourish, transforming the ordinary conversation into something extraordinary. Can you recall such moments in your life? The first sign that you're creating a space is verbal reassurance. Simply saying, "I appreciate what you're sharing," or "it's okay to express how you feel," can work wonders. These affirmations communicate respect and validate the other person's feelings, reinforcing that their thoughts are welcomed and valued. Imagine being in a dialogue where you feel encouraged to speak your truth. Doesn't it allow you to bare your soul more freely? The second sign relates to emotional presence. Being attuned to the emotional currents in a conversation is crucial. When someone shares a sensitive story, your responses should mirror understanding and compassion. This may mean holding back immediate responses or judgments. Instead, offer supportive gestures, a gentle nod, a warm look, or a simple, "that sounds really tough." Such gestures can convey a powerful message: "I'm here with you. You're not alone in this." When we embody empathy, we create a nurturing atmosphere that encourages deeper sharing. Next, let's explore the practice of non-judgmental listening as the third sign. To listen without forming conclusions or jumping to conclusions is a skill. It allows the speaker to express themselves fully, knowing they won't face criticism or pushback. When we let go of the need to respond or fix someone's problem, we step into a greater realm of understanding. Reflect. How often do you find yourself interrupting or thinking of your reply while another person is still speaking? Finding the balance between listening and responding can open doors to heartfelt exchanges. Moreover, the fourth sign lies in the willingness to share your own vulnerabilities. When you take the leap and express your insecurities, struggles, or fears, it invites others to do the same. This sharing is a powerful act of courage. It shows that vulnerability is reciprocal. Consider a moment where someone opened up to you about their fears. Did it make you more inclined to share your own? After all, we're all human, navigating life's unpredictability together. The fifth sign is creating a culture of privacy and trust. Ensuring that what is shared in the conversation remains confidential helps to solidify that sense of safety. When people know that their words will be protected, they feel liberated to express their true selves. Picture this. A friend confides in you about a personal struggle, and in response, you express gratitude for their trust. Acknowledging the intimacy of that moment encourages an ongoing, deeper dialogue. As we embrace the practice of nurturing safe spaces for vulnerability, we begin to understand the transformative nature of communication. Trust opens the doors to relationships that are layered with richness, understanding, and support. Just as a garden thrives when tended to with care, our connections flourish in an atmosphere that celebrates authenticity. So, as you engage with others, contemplate this. How can you create a space where vulnerability is welcomed? How might your words, actions, and presence transform conversations into sacred moments of connection? Reflect on how you can weave safety and trust into the fabric of your interactions, fostering a space where true expression is revered. This practice not only strengthens individual connections, but also builds a community bonded through authenticity. As we prepare to journey further into the depths of communication, stay with us. Let's explore how our connections can transcend the boundaries of words and intent. Be sure to subscribe to the channel to continue this exploration of the transformative power of vulnerability in our next segment. Together, we can create relationships that not only exist but thrive in the nurturing light of understanding and acceptance. As we delve deeper into the landscape of communication, let's explore the theme of authenticity, particularly as it relates to our emotions. How often do we allow our true feelings to surface in conversations? Too frequently, we mask our emotions with layers of politeness or even defensiveness, fearing the vulnerability that comes with openness. Alan Watts remarked that authentic expression is key to discovering who we truly are. As we learn to navigate our feelings, we unlock the door to profound connections. Begin by reflecting on a recent interaction where you sensed hesitation to share your feelings. Perhaps you brushed aside your fears or joys to maintain social decorum. In those moments, consider how the energy shifted. When our truth is left unspoken, it can create a rift, a barrier to genuine connection. Can you recall a time when sharing your emotions led to a deeper bond with someone? The simple act of expressing how you truly feel can illuminate the path to understanding. The first sign of emotional authenticity is recognizing and naming our feelings. Often, we experience a whirlwind of emotions, but without the vocabulary to articulate them. This can lead to misunderstandings and miscommunications. Spending time to truly understand what we're feeling, be it joy, sadness, anger, or fear, enables us to communicate more effectively. For example, if you're feeling overwhelmed but simply say you're fine, the other person might not grasp the depth of your struggle. On the other hand, saying, "I'm feeling really stressed because of work," opens the door to empathy and support. The second sign is allowing emotions to be expressed freely. This means embracing those feelings instead of suppressing them for the sake of composure. Consider this. When you share your authentic feelings, you give others permission to do the same. Imagine discussing a recent challenge. Instead of guarding your emotions, you convey your frustrations and triumphs alike. This expression fosters a safe environment for vulnerability, where both you and the listener can connect on a deeper level. Next, let's explore the practice of mirroring emotions as our third sign. When someone shares their feelings, we can strengthen communication by acknowledging and reflecting those emotions back. This doesn't mean parroting their words, but rather conveying an understanding and resonance with their experience. For instance, If a friend expresses sadness about a personal event, responding with something like, "That sounds really tough. It's understandable to feel that way," validates their experience and deepens connection. The fourth sign centers on self-acceptance, an inner embrace of our emotional landscape. By accepting our feelings as valid and worthy, we pave the way for authenticity in our interactions. This doesn't mean we have to act on every feeling, but rather acknowledge their presence. Have you ever taken a moment to sit with your emotions, perhaps journaling or reflecting quietly? In doing so, you grant yourself the grace of understanding, which bleeds into your conversations. Lastly, the fifth sign of emotional authenticity is embracing vulnerability as strength. There's a pervasive societal notion that exhibiting emotion is a weakness, particularly in certain contexts. However, when we reframe vulnerability as an act of courage, it transforms our connections. Think about someone who shared a raw emotion with you. Did it inspire you to consider your feelings more deeply? Vulnerability fosters sincere connections, breaking down barriers that otherwise keep us isolated. When we open up about our feelings, we not only enrich our individual conversations, but also contribute to a collective environment where emotional authenticity is honored. This journey is not just about finding our voice, but also about weaving our experiences into the fabric of shared connection. So, as you prepare for your next interaction, ask yourself, how can you express your feelings more authentically? Embrace the power of emotional authenticity as a tool for cultivating genuine connections. This transformative practice fosters relationships that thrive on understanding, empathy, and shared experience. In our next segment, we will explore the next layer, how to enrich our conversations with stories that evoke deeper connections. As we continue on this journey together, be sure to subscribe to the channel, allowing us to further uncover the art of storytelling in connection. Together, we can create spaces where our narratives intertwine, nourishing our bonds in ways that are beautiful and unique. As we step into the next chapter of our exploration, let's delve into the profound art of storytelling, a timeless method that nurtures deeper connections in our conversations. Why do stories resonate so deeply with us? Alan Watts taught us that stories are woven into the very fabric of human experience. They allow us to share our truths in a way that transcends mere facts and figures. Think of a story as a bridge, linking the hearts and minds of those who listen, inviting them to embark on a journey with you. Consider a moment when someone recounted a personal story that left you captivated. Perhaps it was an anecdote of challenge and triumph, or a simple recollection of a meaningful encounter. How did it make you feel? Stories possess a unique ability to elicit emotions, creating a space for empathy and understanding. They allow us to view the world through another's lens, fostering connections that go beyond the superficial. In essence, stories invite us into shared experiences. The first sign of effective storytelling is authenticity. It is essential to convey your genuine self through your narratives. Your story should reflect your truths, your emotions, and your experiences. When you speak from the heart, it encourages others to do the same. Picture this. You're gathered with friends, sharing a moment from your childhood that shaped your outlook on life. As you reveal your heart, your honesty resonates, inviting your listeners into that sacred space. Have you felt the magic that unfolds when you share from your authentic self? Next, let's discuss the second sign, relatability. A compelling story often draws upon universal themes that others can connect with. What experiences do we all share as humans? Love, loss, growth, and transformation are common threads in our lives. Consider weaving these themes into your stories, allowing others to find familiarity in your journey. The third sign is the power of sensory details. Vivid imagery and evocative language can transport listeners into your world, allowing them to experience your story alongside you. When you paint a picture with words, you create an immersive experience. For example, instead of simply saying, "I was nervous at my first job interview," you could say, "My palms were sweaty and my heart raced as I stepped into that small sunlit room, the scent of freshly brewed coffee lingering in the air." These details engage the senses and invite listeners to feel what you felt. Have you ever been captivated by a story that played out vividly in your mind? The fourth sign of effective storytelling is vulnerability within your narratives. Much like our previous discussions on emotional authenticity, sharing your vulnerabilities fosters connection. When you recount experiences where you faced challenges or moments of uncertainty, it opens the door for others to share their struggles. Picture sharing a story about a time you failed but learned an invaluable lesson. In doing so, you illuminate a shared experience that encourages others to reflect on their own journeys and perhaps share their vulnerabilities in return. Lastly, the fifth sign is the call to action or reflection. Every great story leaves listeners with something to ponder. Perhaps it sparks a question or encourages a change in perspective. By concluding your narrative with an invitation for reflection, you engage your audience on a deeper level. For example, after sharing your triumph over adversity, you might ask, "What challenges have shaped your journey?" This prompts a dialogue and fosters a sense of connection, inviting shared exchange and deeper interaction. As we embrace the art of storytelling, we discover its transformative power in communication. Stories weave us together, creating a tapestry of experiences and emotions that enrich our relationships. They serve as vessels for understanding, empathy, and growth. So, I encourage you to reflect on your own stories. What experiences can you share that embody your authentic self? What moments have shaped who you are today? How can you incorporate relatability, sensory details, and vulnerability into your storytelling? As we move forward, imagine the possibilities that arise when we share our narratives, creating connections that resonate and leaving an indelible mark on those around us. In our next segment, we will explore how to cultivate and nurture these connections over time, ensuring they flourish and grow. Be sure to subscribe to the channel as we continue to uncover the profound ways our stories link us together, creating a vibrant community of understanding and support. Together, let's embrace the power of storytelling and its capacity to enrich our lives and relationships in beautiful and meaningful ways. As we reach the concluding segment of our journey into building deeper connections, let's explore the theme of nurturing and cultivating these relationships over time. It's essential to understand that connection is not a one-time event, but a continuous process, much like tending to a garden. Just as a garden requires care, attention, and nurturing, so too do our relationships need constant love and effort to flourish. Let's start by examining the first sign of nurturing your connections, mindful presence. In our fast-paced world, it's easy to fall into the routine of multitasking during conversations. Have you ever found yourself scrolling through your phone while someone is sharing an important story? Mindful presence invites us to truly engage in the moment. By setting aside distractions and focusing intently on the person in front of us, we send a powerful message. You matter. I am here with you. Picture yourself in a cozy cafe, sitting across from a friend, your phones tucked away. The air is filled with laughter and vulnerability as you bask in each other's company. How does that feel? The second sign is intentional follow-through. After meaningful conversations, make it a point to check in, whether it's a text to see how they are doing or a simple note acknowledging something they shared. These small gestures reaffirm that their feelings and experiences are valued. Imagine that friend who confided in you about a personal goal. Sending them a quick message weeks later to see how it's going shows that you care. It fosters trust and deepens your connection, reminding them that they're not alone in their journey. Next, let's discuss the importance of shared experiences as the third sign of nurturing relationships. Engaging in activities together creates lasting memories and strengthens bonds. It doesn't need to be grand, perhaps cooking together, going for a hike, or attending a community event. Each shared experience becomes a thread woven into the fabric of your connection. Think about a time you participated in a fun group activity. How did it deepen your camaraderie? When we create shared moments, we enrich our relationships, fostering a sense of partnership and adventure. The fourth sign is embracing patience. Just as plants take time to grow and flourish, so too do our relationships need time to develop. It's essential to recognize that everyone has different rhythms and paces when it comes to vulnerability and connection. Sometimes this means allowing space for healing or change. Reflect on a time where you gave someone the space they needed and how it ultimately led to stronger, more resilient ties. Patience can be an act of love, allowing relationships to unfold naturally without pressure. Lastly, the fifth sign of nurturing relationships is showing appreciation. Regularly expressing gratitude for the people in your life enhances the bonds you share. Let your friends and loved ones know how they've impacted your life. It can be as simple as saying, "I appreciate our talks. They mean a lot to me," or surprising them with a small gift as a token of your appreciation. These acts of acknowledgement strengthen connections and cultivate a shared atmosphere of warmth and support. As we reflect on the journey of nurturing relationships, consider this. What practices can you adopt to ensure your connections thrive? How can being fully present, following through, creating shared experiences, exercising patience, and expressing appreciation transform the landscape of your relationships? As we move towards the end of our exploration, let's recognize that cultivating connections is about intention and action. The love and care we invest in our relationships will blossom into something beautiful and enduring. In this digital age, let's not forget the magic of human connection, the laughter, the vulnerably shared stories, the time spent together. These moments create a fabric of understanding that ties us closer, fostering a community built on trust, empathy, and genuine love. I encourage you to take a moment today to evaluate the relationships that matter most to you. What steps can you take to nurture those connections? As we conclude this journey, remember that you are not alone in your quest for deeper connection. Together, let's continue to cultivate spaces for love, understanding, and vulnerability, enriching our lives and those around us. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. As you do, you become part of a community dedicated to enlivening these values in daily life. Let's carry forward this belief in the power of connection and nurture the relationships that make our lives vibrant and fulfilling. Thank you for joining me on this intimate journey of discovery and growth.